What's up, everybody? This is Karak with ACG. I just wanted to give a little update. So you probably noticed if you're on Twitter or anything like that, that a lot of YouTubers were responding that they were informed as of this morning that their channel verification was being removed via a YouTube informing them on an email. So I got the same thing. I got the email, and I wanted to describe a little bit about what this means and also give you a little bit of history about what's going on my channel. So as you guys know, for the last almost year and a half, I had noticed some odd things occurring. I would upload a video and it would be labeled demonetized prior to even being fully uploaded. There was little oddities there. It would be demonetized before being fully uploaded. It would actually get an alert. One of the reasons why I don't stream on YouTube is when I would stream on YouTube, prior to even making the stream go live, it would say you can't run ads. So I knew I was on some list out there or some kind of check out there. So I wasn't surprised when I got another email like this, but I am surprised when I'm seeing so many other people get it. So I want to read to you real quick and just have you sort of sit here and understand exactly what's going on and why this is sort of a big deal, even though YouTube, in their way of trying to describe it, pretends like it's not. It basically says, we're letting you know that we're updating the eligibility requirement for channel verification or criteria, on YouTube. Unfortunately, with these changes, your channel can no longer meet the criteria to be verified. We realize this might be disappointing, but we believe these updates will make channel verification more consistent for users and creators across YouTube. Please keep reading to learn more about the changes and what you can do. And then it says what's changing. YouTube will now proactively verify channels instead of accepting requests for verification badges. We aim to verify channels that represent a well-known or highly searched creator, artist, public figure, or company with a clear need to differentiate themselves from other channels with a similar name. Channels are typically verified if they have built a large audience and community on YouTube, are widely recognized outside of YouTube and have a strong presence online, or have a channel name that could be confused with other channels on YouTube. The goal is to help channels avoid impersonation and help viewers understand if a channel is the official presence of the creator, celebrity, or brand it represents. The verification badge does not represent endorsements or awards from YouTube. Now, they go on to say that starting 2019, my channel will no longer have verification, and I want to discuss a little bit about that. So as you guys know, I've been hit all over with demonetizations. It's why, out of the blue, I did start pushing Patreon more. I haven't pushed it other than one or two videos, my bat signal video and a couple others. It's not something that I was pushing. But one of the reasons why I am is because you can definitely tell YouTube's going a particular way, and I have discussed this on a podcast on Fridays that we do every single Friday, that this, to me, was something that's completely expected and just one more step in what YouTube is doing and how they're basically going about it. So there's some basic mistakes that they made here trying to explain it, which actually talks them or walks them into a corner. One of the things they talk about is that they want to aim to verify channels that represent a well-known or highly searched creator. That actually indicates that they've already done so for those channels that did not lose verification. You're able to actually go in and fight this, which is strange because they actually say you can fight verification, but will no longer accept requests for verification. But when you go to fight it, you're asked to give them links on Google to your own stuff. It's very odd. This is stuff that Google, of course, and YouTube could have done on their own, which is another indicator that it is basically bullshit. It is a lie. It is just one of the things that they've continued to do here. This verification badge also represents channels that have a strong presence off of YouTube, which I would say is something that we all knew was going to basically happen. We all knew this was going to occur, where they were going to start doing the ABCs and the CBS kind of stuff, where they were taking just those large channels and not really doing anything just on their own. This is exactly what they're doing right now. What does the loss of verification mean? Well, I can tell you right now, after talking to PR people, one of the major things it actually does mean is a restriction on getting codes as quickly. If you're a channel with verification, it is much easier to get a code, especially codes for games where they're trying to make sure that there's not impersonation, which is one of the things they say. You actually will see that people will not be getting code as often, and bigger channels than mine have been have lost this. So it's not like I'm just randomly the only one who's lost it. There are a lot of huge channels that have lost this verification as of this morning, and many have been fighting it. But what we're seeing here is that, especially with YouTube in particular does this a lot, where they will say we've taken a choice and we've taken and made a decision to do something, but at the very same time, the only way to fight it is to give them the information they already have. This is something that I've talked about before about Twitch and YouTube, especially when it comes to YouTube. Many of the decisions YouTube makes are purposely aligned to cause the people who don't fight them or cause the people who don't know how to fight them issues, and they will end up, I'm sure, giving some people verification back. But what this does is it removes just one more group from YouTube, and they're saying, oh, it means actually nothing, which is strange. In this very email, they talk about all this stuff, and then they say it's actually not impacting your channel. It very much is impacting channels, especially when it comes to early code and being verified. Additionally, almost nothing YouTube has done has ever just been one step. This, to me, is a step that I was warned about a while ago, that there were more steps coming to sort of solidify just the top tier YouTube channels, and then everybody else sort of not be able to really get any kind of foothold. I think this is really an indication, especially when you look at how they changed the YouTube requirements a while ago. This is also an indication of just how confused they are. Their requirements for this are crazy. Have built a large audience and community on YouTube. That actually means nothing, and technically isn't very good legal speak. If you talk to anybody who actually looks at metrics, which was my job prior to this, that is a really terrible way to write something, but it's a very good way to write it if you want to pick and choose. Widely recognized outside of YouTube. That could mean anything, including Twitch, which is something that YouTube technically doesn't want to recognize. So you automatically know right there that there's a huge caveat. Or have a channel name that could be confused with other channels on YouTube. That one's even more confusing because there are so many channels on YouTube, it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. Now, they're trying to say this is to avoid impersonation, which I get for sure, but there are various ways to do that actually internally, and that have a far higher actual real rate of success than what they're doing here. But I just wanted to inform people what this looks like is they're gonna end up removing it. Some people are probably going to get it back, but what we will look at is a verification system that will end up most likely harming a lot of people when it comes to getting codes or just getting recognized if they're trying to, let's say, even do an interview with a company. If you're not certified or verified, this is something I've already talked to a couple people in the industry, and they're like, yeah, we do go on some of these things, whether it be a verified Twitter address, and we know Twitter's doing the same thing, to a verified YouTube address. These are all being done in a very, I would say, business-like manner that doesn't really surprise me, though it is depressing. One of the things that YouTube did, for example, when they changed the requirements to become a YouTuber who got monetized, they raised those numbers dramatically. One of the reasons why they did that is because they knew that people would still try to hit those numbers, and they actually get free content the entire time because you don't get any of that content. So YouTube basically made a buffer far larger than the original buffer to continually get content from those people who are trying to hit that new target. But at the same time, they get to run their ads. They get the money from those ads. The YouTuber doesn't. It's a very smart decision, and it's something that even Mixer has a problem with if you look at Mixer's requirements. So all of these combined, we have multiple things that have been going on with YouTube, especially myself, that I've experienced recently. And this is one of the reasons why you guys see me on Twitch and doing Twitch stuff. It's why you see me on other places, and I'll continue to do so. So this is just one more little bit of information from you guys. The verified thing really is just to check on the channel. They're going to change the appearance of the channels as well, which will be interesting to see what a verified channel looks like compared to a non-verified channel. But overall, it's one more thing that I really do believe just indicates that YouTube doesn't want a lot of people there and is doing whatever it can on the side to sort of shuffle them off. But at the same time, in no way, shape, or form wants to lose, let's say, the race against a Twitch or a Mixer, and is having issues there. So, like I said, if you guys get a chance, check out the Patreon. That's the only thing that helps these days. It's an absolute mess right now on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. You guys, you know where it is. Peace out, and enjoy the rest of your week.